Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Not quite my tempo.
So today I'm here to do a review for you. I'm not entirely 100%, but I have enough of a percentage of wellness in my body to bring you a review of two new albums from two artists that I have been following for quite a number of years. One that came out in 2014, and one that just came out a few days ago. And we're going to start with the one that came out first, as always, and that is the brand new album, well, not so brand new anymore, album by the Smashing Pumpkins called Monuments to an Elegy. Now, the Smashing Pumpkins have always been one of the most interesting and influential and original bands, especially when it comes to creating records. One of the most impressive things they did in 1995 was the Melancholy of the Infinite Sadness, as well as an entire EP box set called The Aeroplane Flies High, Turns Left, Looks Right. This was actually the part of a massive project that was created by founder Billy Corgan, and it was called the Tea Garden by Kaleidoscope. It started out with two separate EP boxes, and then in the middle they had a album called Oceania. Unfortunately, due to a lot of things, whether it was issues with the band or the fact that the music trends are just not what they used to be, there was supposed to be a follow-up box set of EPs, and then this album was going to come out, and shortly after there was supposed to be a follow-up to sort of make this a double album called Day and Night. So there were no follow-up EPs to Oceania due to poor reviews of the album, and this new album, which is supposed to go along with this one, is sort of now on the back burner and nobody really knows when it's coming out. So I was going to want to review the two of these together, but I'm just going to review the one. It's definitely not the Smashing Pumpkins I remember. To me, this album sounds more like Billy Corgan's pet project, Zwan, which I also dubbed as Happy Pumpkins. The songs are kind of forgettable. It's a very short album, and there are some good songs that do trump the others, but this album is very much forgettable. I would probably say that the best song on this album is Run to Me. It's got a very good sound, it's definitely catchy, and unlike past Smashing Pumpkins albums, especially when it comes to their two best, Siamese Dream and of course Melancholy of the Infinite Sadness, I personally think that Adore and Machina are completely underrated. This one is very much forgettable. I don't really remember what most of the other songs sound like. I'm definitely going to give it another listen, but especially where the Smashing Pumpkins used to be and where they are now, I remember that Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins retired, and that was around 2003. They said that there was really no place for them in music, but since then Billy Corgan has done solo projects. He's actually brought back the band for a couple of albums, but they've never seemed to reach that point where the Smashing Pumpkins used to be, and I really think that he should have just stayed retired and not made any more albums, because there truly is no place for the Smashing Pumpkins in music today. Another album that I want to review is the new and possibly final album from Coldplay called A Head Full of Dreams. A lot of people are knocking this because of the fact that it doesn't sound like old Coldplay, rather it sounds a little bit more uppity, a little bit more positive, and definitely has a couple more electronic elements in it, like they have been doing since they made Milo Zalato. And you know what? Big deal. This album is such a great listen. It makes me so positive. It really puts my mind at ease. There are so many amazing songs on this album, and each and every one of them really does stand out. Birds is a great song. Adventure of a Lifetime, which is the new single, is wonderful. Everglow, Kaleidoscope, Amazing Day, Up and Up. Each and every one of these songs are so wonderful, and I absolutely love this album. I also love all the effort that was made to make an amazing package. It's bright, it's colorful, and it's everything that I have actually expected Coldplay to make, because when you take a look at their whole discography, when it comes from Parachutes all the way to A Head Full of Dreams, their sound really has taken a real evolutionary roller coaster ride. It started out very soft, and then it started to speed up a little bit, and then they went to concept albums, then they went to really haunting and dark, and then they made something like this, and I really think that this is a wonderful positive note for this band to go off on, if in fact this does happen to be their very last album. I don't understand why people don't like this. I really thought that music was all about innovation, and the same could be said about the Smashing Pumpkins. But you know something? Here's where everything starts to get very dark, boys and girls. The music industry has changed, and it hasn't changed for the better. Albums lyrics and musicianship have given way to singles, pretty faces, and instant gratification. What happened to the days where you were excited to go to a record store and pick up the newest album from your favorite artist? You were so happy when you held that CD or cassette or 8-track or vinyl in your hands and you saw the album cover, you looked inside, you read the lyrics, you read the special thanks. There was so much more to an album from an artist than just songs. But nowadays, it's all about what's popular, what can stay on the radio longer, what can stay on the Billboard charts higher, and more importantly, how many songs can you possibly download in an iPod. We're going to the day where people don't buy albums anymore. They just want the one song that everybody knows, and I think that that is wrong, because that totally strips away everything that is talent from music. There's no more people writing their own songs, people playing their own instruments, and if they are out there, it's very few and far between, and even if they do make it on the radio, you don't really see them as long as you would like them to be. And even pop stars are becoming instantaneous. Remember that song by Meghan Trainor, All About That Bass? You heard it every hour on the hour when it came out. Now you're lucky to actually hear it on the radio once a week. Remember that song from Walk the Moon, Shut Up and Dance? That's a great album, by the way. You heard that song again every hour on the hour, but now you probably get lucky if you hear it every other day. And how about that amazing song that everyone's talking about now, that new song Hello by Adele? You hear it all the time. It'll be gone, and you probably won't be hearing it on the radio before you know it. We gotta go back to the old days of music, guys. We gotta go back to the time where people looked at bands as immortal gods. There are still a few people out there, even in the pop world, that are doing a great job, like the Sarah Bareilles of the world, the Ed Sheerans of the world. And yes, I'll even throw Beyonce Knowles into that mix, because she really is a very talented artist. But it's just not the same as it used to be, guys. And that expression that a lot of people have said, that rock is dead, well, I hate to tell you something. If you're going to stick to your iPods and your iClouds and just download and stream your music, music really is dead. But not for me. This is a great album, this one not so much, but I love them both because they are from two bands that I truly love and appreciate, and I definitely would like to let you know that if you may in fact want to listen to these for yourself, no one's stopping you. Maybe you'll look at these albums more different than I do. Maybe you'll like one, maybe you'll hate the other, or maybe you'll hate both or love them both. But either way, you gotta start listening to albums if you haven't in a while, because you have no idea what you are missing. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Please put your comments in the box below if you agree or disagree, because this is a topic that I would really like to have a discussion with you guys on. And I'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.